Hundreds of Minecraft mods are created and uploaded every week with the purpose of altering the Minecraft experience. Nowadays, there's a mod for everything. New biomes, new mobs, and even new weapons. Okay, that's a bit too much. But today, we're going to be looking at mods that may or may not breach Minecraft's TOS. I'm going to be rating a handful of these mods and placing them within a tier list to see which one is the best. So if you do enjoy it, please subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so we're here in the first illegal mod for Minecraft. And this mod is called Harmful Smoke. And looking behind me, you can probably tell what this mod is already about. So let's just get straight into it. This mod is going to allow you to craft lighters and craft this item, which for YouTube's sake and the sake of YouTube not being on my back, we're going to call this item the death stick. So yeah, you can craft these little death sticks, and you can also use plants and various items to craft different variations and chunky death sticks, which are the chunky brown ones. So let me go ahead and show you how to do this. Of course, first of all, you want to start by getting these brown seeds. I don't know where you find them in game, but just find them, okay? And you want to go ahead and grow them. Once they're grown, they'll turn into these little things here, which are the green leaves. And this is where the campfire actually is useful in Minecraft. Top 10 campfire uses of all time, by the way. So we can go ahead and place our leaves on the corners of our campfire and give that a moment to dry out. Okay, so here we go. So they've flown off the good old campfire, and we've got these little dried out leaves. So what you want to do next is you can start preparing to make your good old death stick. So we need to make it shredded. So if we go into here, if we go into the crafting table, where's my crafting table, and put 4 of them like that in the middle, you get the shredded brown stuff. That's the one. And then we need to make this little filter. So we have to get string, carpet, and orange dye. They made a filter. And then if we go to the crafting table one more time, we grab paper, filter there, that at the top, and paper. We have a good old stick, white stick, let's call it. And then again, you want to make a lighter to actually light the thing. So to make a lighter, the recipe is quite simple. We're gonna need a flint and steel, iron nugget, an iron ingot, and a piece of netherrack. For the sake of this, so I'm just gonna grab myself one because I can't bother to go through the creative menu to get all these other ones. And okay. And there we go, you have a lighter. And you can put the lighter in your offhand and the cigarette in your and the death stick in your main hand, and you can smoke it. And oh my god, what the hell? Wait, what happened? I got speed, haste, and exposure. Wait, let me try that again. You can take another one. So you get slowness and wither. Wait. Okay, blindness, wither. Yeah, okay, it gives more. I think it gives more worse effects than it does good effects. But I mean, it's not terrible. I get the idea of it. I get the idea. But yeah, and anyway, you can make the chunky ones as well. I'll show you the crafting recipe on screen. So it's just the leaf and then the paper. And let's get this one. I'm guessing this one's just going to last longer, right? Yeah, so it gives like stronger effects. Okay, this one makes you really slow. Right. It also gives like all of the effects doubled with tier 2 effects. Okay, that's interesting. And then you've also got the pack if you wanted to make a pack of them, which is 8 paper and 1 of the sticks, and you can store them in there, which is pretty good. And yeah, that's the first illegal mod. Let's go place it in the tier list. All right, so here in the tier list, and our first one, obviously, we just played, was Harmful Smoke. So we're going to place in this in the tier list right now. And honestly, it wasn't the worst mod ever I've seen, and it was actually quite interesting. If you like that stuff and you like Minecraft, I guess, it actually is a good iteration to that stuff, quite in detail on how you craft the stuff. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably just going to put a B. It was very, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It was really in the middle. It kind of shined its own aspect. It wasn't terrible. It didn't let me down. I honestly think it's B. Alright, so this next mod is probably the most detailed mod out of the bunch, and the mod is called Throwable Bricks. I know. Incredible. But yeah, no, this mod is literally just lets you throw bricks, and it will damage mobs, and also do something very, very special, which I'm about to show you. Alright, so I found myself in a village, don't ask why. But this is what the mod is best for right here. As you can see, I can finally get back to the villagers, get my revenge back for all the times they scammed me and didn't offer me the mending books I wanted. You can also damage villagers if you really want to. And I also want to see how many bricks it takes to kill the iron golem. We're probably already at half a stack. That's probably a full stack right there. Yeah, probably just over a full stack, honestly. You can also do this with nether bricks as well if you really want to. If you want to, you know, switch up your taste. Grab some nether bricks, you can throw them around. And yeah, just have a fun time. You see a pig in the distance you don't like. Boom, dead. You see a horse that, you know, is not quick enough for your liking. Boom, kill him with bricks. That's about it for the brick mod. Let's go rate it on the tier list. So placing this in the tier list, I'm not going to be biased for it, but I really do like this mod. It's quite a good mod for like just quality of life and just a little goofy thing to add alongside if you're just playing with your friends. It's not the most popular mod in the world, but again, it's just a little goofy mess around mod. I honestly am going to put it up in A tier, just for the laughs you can get out of it and the satisfaction. There's not much more to it, but yeah, let's get on to the next mod. This next mod we're taking a look at might actually be and make the top of the tier list in this video. We are looking at Tax guns right here, Tax classic and timeless guns, and this mod is genuinely insane. Like, I don't know how to explain it in other words, but using one of these, which is a gun crafting table, which I'll show you in a second, unlocks you a whole inventory and crafting station to craft any type of gun you want. So having 3 logs along the top and a block of iron and 4 iron ingots down the side will give you the Tax gun smith table, and when you click on that, as I showed you before, you're opened up to a whole armory of guns. There is quite literally every gun you can think of in this mod. There's the P90, there's the Uzi, there's the AK, there's the M4A1, there's pistols, there's golden plated Desert Eagles. There's quite literally everything, and it'll tell you what ingredients you need to make the gun. So as you can see, to make this, it'll be a diamond, a gold, an iron, and a blaze rod, and you can craft that. You'd also need to make some ammo. There's a lot of ammo boxes you can make in different ones. I'd probably highly recommend going for the diamond ammo box. So that would be planks and a diamond. I've got the creative one right now, but if I click R on my keyboard, it will reload, and I'm able to shoot a Desert Eagle, which is actually insane. And as you can see down in the bottom right, there is my there's my little ammo count. Let's try and see if I can find like a mob so I can practice on. Oh, there we go. There's some fish. Oh my god. Oh my. You can see the little hit marker as well. Let's go for one of my favorites, the P90. I use this gun in CSGO a lot. I run around with this gun, and I sometimes get kills. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But if we reload, we go to the water here with these squids. Oh my god. Look at the bullet. Oh my god. I always was a big fan of the Vix Point Blank, but in recent updates to that mod, it's like crashing for some reason randomly. And then I've seen like a forum, like Reddit post of it crashing a lot for other people, so I don't know. They need to work on the patches for that. It doesn't actually have that much, I don't think. My mouse is like a little bit, I think. Let me... Yeah, it's actually alright. Quite accurate. Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna go into survival. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. Oh. Oh! Okay, let's not die here. let me reposition myself. Jesus Christ, that took quite a few guns to kill it. Get out of the way, camel. And yeah, that's that is the Tax Classic and Timeless guns, which I actually do believe it's the best gun mod available on Minecraft right now, Forge. So be sure to go download it if you want it. It's in the description. Let's go place it on the tier list, which I think this one's going to be high up. Tax Classic and Timeless guns did not disappoint, and honestly might have to go S tier. The fact that you can craft any gun and they're all very accurate and the models are crazy. The reload animation was crazy for the guns. I have to give it S, dude. I have to. I think this is worthy of an S. Also, the fact that my pistol was also on my hip whilst I had an Uzi out. The damage to mobs was good. You can definitely kill off wardens and ender dragons quite easily with these guns if you're using them in your survival. And I don't really have much more to say. I think it just does scrape S tier. All right, this is probably going to be the most outrageous one I'm going to be doing in this video, and we're going to be growing special plants, let's call them. This mod is called Nirvana, and it adds production and intaking of the special plant, which you guys can just read this. I'm not going to say it out loud for YouTube purposes. You guys can actually find this stuff in the wild. So in jungle biomes, even villagers will even trade you some cheeky plants. And once you get some, you can put some in a furnace and get these, which are the buds. I think I can say that word, the buds. Let me get some paper and a crafting table, and you can make this another stick. And then if you just inhale it, it gives you this effect, which is called peace, and some smoke effects come off. I wonder if we're gonna actually get high. I don't know. I'm hungry as well. Wait, let me go to survival. Okay, the contrast has gone up. Everything's a little bit motion blurry, and I'm hungry. I got a lot of hunger. They also added a goofy new mob called the Reefer, which I find quite funny. But this is what it looks like. It's actually a really cool design with a plant over its face. And if I go to survival, when it explodes into the clouds. And if you go into the clouds, relaxation happens again. So that's quite fun. Yeah, this is the Nirvana mod. You can really explore and unlock your creative abilities and your creative mind with the stick that relaxates you. Yeah, I think we're gonna pack up this mod. I think I know where it's gonna go on the tier list. So let's go straight to it. I'm not gonna lie, this mod was really pushing it with Minecraft's TOS, probably the most out of all of these mods. And honestly, it was very impressive for the content it offered. I'm gonna have to put it in A, above the throwable bricks. I'm gonna have to, man. So let's put it in A, and let's move on to the last and final mod of the day. All right, this is the last and final mod I'm gonna be reviewing in this video, and it may or may not involve a very common illegal activity, which may or may not be stealing. So if we here go to our crafting table and we get a pair of shears, and in both corners surrounded by a gold ingot, we'll be presented with shears of steel. You can't actually harvest anything with them, but if we do such locate and find ourselves a village, you're probably thinking, Mango, why are we finding another village for the second time in this video? I don't know why I've spawned underground. And we look around, try and find a village. This is a very small one, and we go behind a villager and right click on him. We will take some of his loot. There we just got 5 gold, as you can see. Is there another one around here? You don't get crazy loot from it. You just get maybe a couple of an ore or a couple potatoes or something. As you know, villagers love their potatoes, but it could be quite a funny little quality of life mod you could add to your Minecraft. I do think it actually is quite funny being able to, you know, sneak behind a villager and raid their pockets for everything they've worked hard for or scammed out of you. if you're wanting to get back at the villager for scamming you or offering you high prices, I guess this is a way to go around it. And yeah, that's the fifth and final mod we're reviewing in today's video. As I said, all of them are in the description. Let's place this finally in the tier list. For the fifth and final mod we reviewed, which was stealing the villagers' loot, I'm gonna probably give it another B. It was really mid, if I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't anything special. It's just probably another little quality of life funny mod that you can add when playing with your friends. It didn't have mad concept to it. There was like one item, which was the shears of steel, so it wasn't much content, and the gameplay changes wasn't crazy. It just enabled you to loot from a villager, and then once you loot from them and steal from them, they'll raise their prices. But yeah, that is the tier list for today's video, guys. If you want me to do this again with a different type of mod, be sure to comment down below what mods or type of mods you'd like me to review. And of course, all of them are in the description that I did review today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. See you later.